From London, England, where the Queen lives.
Recorded live from an underground bunker and packaged into an MP3 with a pretty little picture. Helping to kickstart your day with the motivation and inspiration you need 365 days a year. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. And this is your host, Chris Jaggs.
Good morning! My name is Chris Jaggs and this is the weekly episode of the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. How are you doing today? It's the start of another great week full of opportunities for you to go and chase and make something big happen for yourself. Hello Monday! If it is a Monday that you're listening to this, how's your weekend? I hope you're relaxed and ready to take on the world because I believe in you. Whatever day of the week it is, I know you're ready to go and smash it, your day, week and even the month. So let me ask you this. Is being happy more important than being successful? The great Jim Rohn once said, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's, and guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Following someone else's plan might seem amazingly easy and a bit of a quick route to success, but it won't really give you the desired happiness and self-satisfaction that your own plans can, because they weren't designed with you in mind. Many people out there make the mistake of thinking their happiness and success are nearly similar, and maybe even directly proportional to each other. But, in reality, it's just not the case at all, and this is the reason why understanding the actual difference between being happy and being successful is really essential for everyone. Success is great and is probably the one thing that we chase the most, but it can come at a cost of some of your happiness. Not always will success find you happiness, but if you're happy, then you've definitely got a better chance of being successful. Now before we get into this, let's hear those messages and we can really dive in.
The Learn, Develop, Live podcast. 100% fat-free.
If you're enjoying this podcast, why not leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, or whatever else allows you? Add in your favourite motivational quote and it will be read out on a future episode.
Welcome back to you. Now, if you're meeting your goals and overcoming those challenges with a smile on your face, then you're doing life right. Keep going. But if you're dragging yourself along every single step of the way, maybe it's time to stop and have a little bit of a rethink of your priorities. The world is a stage for competition. Everyone is running a race, not knowing exactly where to stop or what the finish line will actually look like. Now, for most people, their happiness is related to achieving a goal or having some sort of material object right at the end. Something that validates the result from the work that you've put in. If you were to think of a football team that works hard all season and then they end up winning the league, that trophy and then winner's medal is that material object. If you look around at work, you might have a co-worker who is looking happy after getting a recent promotion, or maybe a friend who's bought a new car that look really happy, just extremely happy with themselves, a little smile on their face. But, it's always a but, isn't it? If you try to dig into their lives deeply, probably you'll find that they're actually wearing a mask, and their lack of happiness is just covered up. It is, unfortunately, a sad truth about so many people. The people in the big successful job roles out there are likely to be feeling overburdened with meetings and deadlines, not getting enough sleep at night, and probably suffering from high blood pressure, while of course the latter has stretched their attempts to keep up with society. Now that reminds me a lot of the people who have to work in retail. Now ask yourself, are you happy? Or are you running in that race towards being successful rather than being happy? To keep yourself sane and on track to not run yourself in the ground, both mentally and physically, it's good to understand the difference between being successful and being happy. Success often means living a life with plans. Happiness is living a life with passion. Which one do you have so far? So let's say you graduated from university or college, you bagged a decent job straight away. Well done. Check you out. Some people leave with big grades and still can't get a job years later. You are efficient at work and get regular promotions and some nice little bonuses. You've been able to travel quite a bit to some incredible places, all thanks to your workplace. They paid for your flights, you get to stay in some decent hotels, and in return, you brought back some pretty good business deals. Sadly, you've never got time to sit by the Thames while you're in London. You've missed the nightlife in Paris because you had the early morning meeting to attend the next day. Your life is driven by plans. There's always another deadline or another important task that can't wait. But think, can life wait for you? Probably not. Instead of running behind plans, fuel yourself with passion. Take time out for yourself during those office trips and experience the best that that place has to offer. Maybe you could arrange a later return flight with the office. Take some holiday entitlement and enjoy the places that you've been sent to. Your productivity will automatically increase and you'll have a fresh approach towards everything that you tackle. You'll realise that it's worth taking the time to get to know yourself and to figure out what you're actually passionate about. And if you're still stressed with the meetings and deadlines, then maybe it's time to rethink about the job that you're doing right now. Now, if you have to rethink the job of yours, it's probably not something that you're meant to be doing. And maybe you're just in it for the sake of the money that's paid to you. Now, realistically, success is working towards your own development. Happiness is working for other people. Successful people often tend to work themselves beyond their physical, mental, and emotional limits. They put their health at stake, feeling that they can't spare time towards eating right, drinking enough water, getting enough exercise, and obviously being able to sleep enough. The only thing that they are concerned about is staying ahead of everyone else. They try to keep their knowledge to themselves with the fear that if others come to know of it, they might bag better opportunities than them. Does that sound familiar about yourself? Are you scared to share your ideas with your peers, thinking that they might just take some of your glory? Remember that if you are climbing the ladder without anyone's help, you'll always have the fear of falling badly and hurt yourself. Instead, if you're climbing with others, you know that there will be people to hold you if you fall, and that in itself will also give you a good sense of security. Success is in growing alone, but happiness is in growing with the others. In today's world, when everyone is busy arranging their own lives, why don't you join that handful of people who are just walking on that different track to help the ones who are in need? Instead of buying tickets to a luxury holiday, why not try volunteering on a trip to a third world country? Spend time in the suburbs of the main cities and use your skills to change a few lives. Help the local communities in living a better life. Teach their children, educate and help others where they might be struggling. You might think that going to such a small place and making a small contribution might not be very good, but there will always be someone who's eternally grateful, and the happiness that you experience will be priceless. And those are the words of many people who have done that exact adventure. Success within your career or your happiness can and will take different forms. There are also a few things that are more important than work for all of us. Even though we all have financial obligations, we need to learn to appreciate the things that are more important than our job. Having a successful career does not make you a successful person if in order to achieve that, you have sacrificed the time that you should have spent with your loved ones or doing the things that you love. There are a few things that you should pay more attention to because, well, these are the things that will bring you more satisfaction and more joy than your job does. Your family is a great place to start. Now, your family is definitely one of those things that are more important than work. You should know that you are extremely lucky to have a family who love you and accept you just the way you are, and of course are there whenever you need them. Make time for your family, be a big part in your family's life and show them that you care. Even though making money is important, you shouldn't neglect the bonds that you have with your family. You can look at managing your time because if you're a busy individual, then you must know how hard it is to find time for everything. Improve your time management skills and don't dedicate yourself to just one single aspect of your life. If you succeed in balancing your social life and your work, then you will find time for hobbies or other things that will actually make you happy. You can also try and just go outside for a change. In today's world, very few children know what playing outside actually means. Did you know that being outside for just 20 minutes every day will actually help manage and fight depression? So, after work, try and go for a walk in the park or relax on a park bench where you just feel less stressed and more relaxed. I like to go for a walk every day after work myself, and it can make a real difference and help clear your head. You can also get some exercise. The same way you need to relax sometimes and recharge your batteries, you also need the physical exercise for your body too. Even though we are all very busy, try to find some time to do some exercise. Go to the gym, go for a jog after work, and when you're feeling a little bit down, try and play some sport because the exercise has also been shown to ward off depression. Let's also not forget that healthy diet because it is so easy to eat junk food when you're feeling stressed or just tired. But just keep in mind that keeping and having a balanced diet will not only improve your health or your looks, but also help improve your work performance. So eat healthily and you will feel happier. Just keep in mind there is only so much to life and happiness than your job. So don't neglect those things for the sake of a paycheck. The only task you have to find out is what makes you happy and how the path of happiness can lead you towards the goals that you wish to achieve in your life. Once you figure that bit out and you start pursuing the purpose for which you've been created, you'll find a kind of satisfaction and contentment that you've never ever imagined was even possible. You won't have to sweat to get the opportunities that you dreamed of, but instead, those opportunities will actually come knocking at your door. So, start doing what you're created for, and be happy before being successful. Now that is us finished for the week. The episode has now come to a close. And I hope you're smiling because, well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Being happy in life with your loved ones and, well, you know. Anyway, and don't forget, I'm here for you too. My calendar is always open. Book your slot. Let's have a chat about whatever issue that you have right now that you'd like to deal with. ldlcall.com or send me a text message on 07801 543 515 and let's talk soon. Also, don't worry about the credit card. Leave that locked up. This is no sales pitch. It's just a great conversation between two people brainstorming the best strategy for you to help grow. So speak soon, have yourself a great week, and I'll be back tomorrow with more.
Learn, develop, live. The best motivational podcast. As voted by Sheep Shearing Monthly.
Huh? Goodbye.
What? It's over already?
All over.
Thank you for listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I hope you feel as warm, motivated, and fuzzy inside as I do. You can connect with Chris at learndeveloplive.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say until we meet again.
Until next time, join the motivation.